Taiwan. I'm Brossard with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's stock exchange is on a roller coaster as foreign investors flooded back into the market Friday after a big sell-off earlier this week. The TAIEX benchmark index ended trading about 2.6% up. That's after foreign buyers injected over $2.5 billion into local businesses. Chip giant TSMC was the biggest target of investment, with other tech stocks also benefiting from the surge. The change in foreign buyer sentiment came after TSMC announced better than expected earnings for the fourth quarter of last year and painted a rosy picture for its investment and sales this year. U.S. lawmakers are one step closer to ending double taxation for overseas Taiwanese workers and businesses in the country. A U.S. House committee passed a bill meant to reduce the tax burden on businesses and low-income families in the United States. It includes relief for Taiwanese companies like chipmaker TSMC, which have made large investments in the country. Without a bilateral tax agreement, these businesses pay a 30% tax on earnings. The bill will next need to gain the support of the full House of Representatives and Senate before being signed into law. Two of the world's largest economies have agreed to increase business and tourism. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with his Brazilian counterpart Mauro Vieira in Brazil's capital on Friday. They agreed to double the length of visas between their two nations to 10 years. Wang Yi is on a trip to Latin America and the Caribbean after his New Year visit to 4 African countries. Japan has become the 5th country in the world to make a soft landing on the moon. But despite initial success, there are concerns about the uncrewed mission. Sally Jensen has more.
Tense expectation before. A sigh of relief and applause as Japan becomes the 5th country in the world to land on the moon. The country's smart lander for investigating moon, known as SLIM, touched down just past midnight on Saturday. The craft was carrying no astronauts. But celebrations were muted among this crowd near Tokyo as there were concerns over whether SLIM could complete its mission. SLIM's solar battery has not been generating power, a worry for Japan's space agency. They say the priority now is for the craft to send back as much data as possible before it runs out of energy. They've called it a minimum success. For the mission to be fully successful, space program officials say SLIM would have had to make a pinpoint landing within a small 100-meter zone. But regardless, ordinary observers remain optimistic.
日本が得意とするような分野で技術を高めていって、将来的にその宇宙探査とかに宇宙から月の探査も含めてつながっていければいいと思いますね。
The United States, the Soviet Union, China, India, and now Japan joins the list of countries that have made a soft moon landing. Even if SLIM's batteries die early, for many here, just getting to the surface is still a giant leap. Ryan Wu and Sally Jensen for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan has taken a step into the future as its premier research institute unveils its latest advancement in quantum computing. Academia Sinica has developed a quantum computer it says will vastly increase research and experimental capabilities. Quantum computing is an experimental technology that can process and store information more efficiently than current computers. It is far more powerful and complex than classical computing. For a deeper dive into quantum computing, go to our website to check out our Zoom In, Zoom Out special on the subject. The Formosan salmon, a species found only in Taiwan, has been brought back from the brink of extinction. Sally Jensen takes a look at how conservationists did it.
These are not everyday hikers in the mountains of Taiwan. They're carrying out work that's seen a breakthrough in conservation. And their special charge, fertilized Formosan salmon eggs. They've been carried up to freshwater creeks in the country's central mountain range.
把石头先拨开，它就会放到跟其他石头齐平的地方。那等它孵化的时候，它会变得非常的软，就会一孵出来就会掉下来，沉在底部。
The Formosan salmon is one of the rarest species of fish in the world and is endemic to Taiwan. It's seen an explosion in numbers, from as few as 200 in 1995 to more than 15,000 in 2023, a record high. This is in large part due to conservation efforts. Previously, helping these threatened salmon was a lot of work, as conservationists had to carry small fry in water to the high-altitude streams. They could only release a few hundred at a time, making the method less effective. But now, using water-free incubation boxes, thousands of fertilized eggs can be more easily transported and buried in streams, greatly increasing their chances of survival.
这个突破呢，以后就可以算是到比较高海拔的地方，很困难到达的地方，可以不用水，那我们就可以去把它埋设。那它的活存率将近可能有3成4成。
One of Taiwan's most recognizable species, the Formosan salmon is featured on the country's currency. And having been brought back from the brink of extinction in the last 30 years, it's now also a conservation success story. Dolphin Chen and Sally Jensen for TaiwanPlus.
Turtles found off Taiwan's east coast have an unusually high rate of tumors. Local researchers are now trying to figure out why. Laurel Stewart reports.
A long journey home. This turtle is back under the sea after months of recovery. It was found injured in a fishing net in Taidong on Taiwan's southeast coast last year and sent to an aquarium in the south for treatment. It's one of many sick and weak turtles caught by fishers in the area, and it was lucky to survive.
那活体的部分，我们都送到海参馆去收容治疗。那四只救援的这个海龟目前已经野放3只，还有1只在海参馆继续接受收容治疗。这样。
Veterinarians say turtles tend to get caught by fishers when they're injured or weak, and this one was found with a tumor.
它肿瘤切除之后，伤口愈合的也很不错。
Staff at the aquarium say many sea turtles picked up in Taidong have tumors. To understand why so many of them are sick, researchers have given this turtle a transmitter for its journey back home.
所以我们很希望可以知道说，为什么我们海参馆收到的一些肿瘤海龟都是从台东这边过来的。那我们借由这次我们装一些发报器的话，可以追踪一下它之后会往哪个方向走。
Some veterinarians suspect ocean pollution is causing the turtles' tumors, but these animals travel the whole world and international research is lacking. They hope following this turtle will lead them to some answers. Ethan Pan and Laurel Stewart for TaiwanPlus.
Animal rescue workers in Taipei are busy, rushing around the capital helping animals. But they're not getting the support they need. Our reporter Sandy Chi explains.
动物救援您好，毕信阳高顺您服务。
The call comes in, and these animal rescue workers head out.
我们现在要去这个松山区的三民派出所，就是民众有说他们有拾获1只柴犬这样子。那目前的话就是联络不上晶片主人，那我们会过去把它接回来。
It's all in a day's work for staff at the Taipei City Animal Protection Office. They try their best to help all sorts of animals in need. However, with just one office for the whole of the capital, it's a challenging task with limited staff and resources. The office only has 12 inspectors and 28 rescue workers.
我们其实救援的范围超广的，天上飞的、地上游的、地上跑的、水里游的，通通都救。所以其实像我们这几年的话，动物救援管制案件都有14000到15000。台北市的警察局就有104个分局加派出所，但我们动保处只有1个。然后，但是他们会希望我们可以做到跟人一样这么好，但我们其实有非常大的就是资源上的落差。
With limited manpower and resources, these rescuers must answer the call no matter when or where, even when it's a false alarm.
我们早上8、9点出门，到现在才回来。
他们今天已经接了好几个案子了。
中间没有休息，你看那个案件就知道了。
The job is not only tiring, it's also dangerous dealing with animals in distress.
我们好像你觉得它一只鸟，我们抓它，但其实它的爪子或者它的嘴喙都非常有可能会造成救援的同仁受伤。那其实狗猫更是，猫咪全身都是武器，你抓它，它们常常就是身上都是被猫抓的，全身都是伤。
These rescuers try their best to take care of the animals, but they may not feel other people appreciate their efforts.
以前大家对这件事情都不重视，以前大家对动物保护的这个工作总觉得它是最边陲的，然后其实就是照顾动物而已啊。那我们如果能够把他们的环境做一些改善啊，管理的条件做一些改善，我们可以应征到更多专业的人力进来这里面。那专业的人他代表了什么？它代表了我们对于动物福利的关注会更好，最后当然能够提升台湾的动物保护相关领域的这个水准。
Awareness of animal rights and the need for animal protection has risen in Taiwan. But for animal rescue workers to cope with their duties and the expectations of the public, they themselves need to be supported first. Ethan Chen and Sanyi Chi for TaiwanPlus.
Just in time for the Year of the Dragon, artist Chen Fengxian has made a new gold miniature to add to his Chinese zodiac series. Yu Jinhuang reports.
A dragon sculpture that only comes to life under a magnifying glass. This is the latest addition to Chen Fengxian's Chinese zodiac series. A renowned master of miniatures in Taiwan, Chen has been creating these tiny animals for 6 years. Gold pigs, chickens, and goats. Each one represents a Chinese zodiac sign, and each piece takes months to craft.
这一件是那个鸡的全家福哦，爸爸妈妈3个小孩，还有蛋壳哦，这件全家福的感觉很幸福。
But Chen says the dragon has been the most challenging yet.
有时候雕了龙须，雕好了，但是我雕龙角的时候，一转个所谓的方向，龙须碰断掉了。所以说，一直的在失败，一直的在所谓的克服困难。
Chen has worked with miniatures for decades, having explored all kinds of unconventional mediums. He's used ants' heads and bees' wings, taking inspiration from a classic martial arts fantasy novel. But as someone who used to do engravings on Taiwan's banknotes, he particularly enjoys making portraits.
是往前梳的，有点飘逸的感觉啊，还有他的脸庞啊，大头大脸的那种感觉。
It's former U.S. President Donald Trump, carved onto this rice grain around the time he was elected in 2016. Chen says these portraits are a unique way to mark historical events, like these bricks, documenting Taiwan's just concluded presidential election.
我雕了3位总统候选人啊，那这3位总统候选人呢各有他的所谓的特色啊。
Having navigated a wide range of mediums and materials, Chen has high hopes for his gold series.
黄金是一个永恒不灭的素材，我从事艺术这么久了啊，那也想朝这个永恒的这个方向去打造出一系列的作品。
Miniatures don't get as much exposure as other art forms, but Chen says he plans to continue on his solitary path, challenging himself for as long as he lives. Patrick Chen, Pichi Zhang, and Yu Jinhuang for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's annual Lantern Festival kicked off with the illumination of a massive dragon in the country's south. The Dragon Lantern in Pingtung County stretches for 200 meters and is 15 meters tall. It's accompanied by 35 installations spread across 3 areas. Performers helped launch the celebration, which will run until February 25th. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Before we go, check out these tulip fields and cherry blossoms blooming in central and western Taiwan. I'm Philip Brossard. Take care, and we'll see you next time.